you cannot bear for a few short days of this routine of worship to return rest and relaxation for eternity.
So most of us, we do our degrees, do our PhD, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, hardship, away from our families, money, not much money. Why? Because then you go back, you get your job, you get your position, and you're going to be successful. Or you work 20, 30 years, and at the end you retire, and let's say you get pensions, or you get, in Malaysia, I don't know if they have pension schemes. But here you have pension, and when you finish, khalas, the government then looks after you, and so forth. And some people, they'll work their whole lives, and at the end they relax. He said the same thing here, Or some people, they'll work 9 to 5, 5 days a week, Monday to Friday, so they can relax in the weekend. The same thing here. You bear this difficulty and hardship in your dunya. Will bear the hardship and difficulty in your akhirah by doing these good works. And eventually what happens is that you become used to them and you like them. You like doing these things eventually. In the beginning it's a bit difficult, but eventually you become accustomed to it. The ulama have said 40 days is all you need for yourself to be accustomed to something. Be it a good habit or bad habit. If you do that thing for 40 days, your nafs will become used to doing it. You'll become habituated. You'll find it second nature, as they say. 40 days, anything. You try doing anything for 40 days, khalas. That's why Ramadan, after 40 days, on Eid day, you don't feel like eating. Most of us don't feel like eating. Okay? It takes a day or two before you need to come off it. Why? Because 40 days is what you need to get used to something. And this is what the ulama have said. The ulama said 40 days is a time in which you can accustom yourself to doing anything, any habit. As long as you've never done this before, give it 40 days, keep on doing it. For 40 days straight, khalas. Then the rest of your life you'll be able to do that. Good or bad? Good or bad?
Do not lengthen your hopes so that your work and deeds become burdensome.
This is very useful. What Imam al-Ghazali is saying here, do not lengthen your hopes. Subhanallah, I've got to pray Qiyam al-Layl for 30 years. I'm going to live for, if I live for the average lifespan of a Muslim, 63 years. And I'm 30, or I'm 27. So I have 33 years of doing this is going to be difficult. And Imam al-Ghazali said, don't think like this. Don't have long hopes. Subhanallah, I have to do this for the rest of my life. Don't think like this. And he's going to mention why. Because the rest of your life may be 2 minutes. The rest of your life may be 2 seconds, maybe 2 years, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 20. Allah, you don't know. As if you tell yourself that, then this makes your routine that you have to do easier. Because you're going to say to yourself, I don't know how long I'm going to live. And I don't know how long I'm going to do this for. SubhanAllah. I may only have to do this for a week. And I'm going to die. Wallahu alam. At least if I'm doing it, if Allah takes me, I'm okay. So don't give yourself long hopes by thinking you're going to have to do this for the next 40, 50, 60 years. Don't think that. This is very useful. A very useful way of looking at things.
Anticipate the closeness of death and say to yourself, I will bear the difficulty today, or perhaps I will die tonight. And I will have patience tonight, for perhaps I will die tomorrow. For death does not attack at a particular time, at a particular age, or in a particular situation, though its assault is inevitable. Therefore, preparation for it is superior to preparation for this worldly life, since you know that you will not stay in it for more than a short period of time. Perhaps all you have left of life is one breath, 1 hour, or 1 day. So consider this in your heart each day, and make yourself be patient with obedience to Allah Most High, a day at a time.
Yes, a day at a time. So take your life in terms of what you have to do a day at a time. This is a very good way of looking at things, because this is the way in which you nurture yourself into agreeing to doing these things. Okay, you bit by bit, bit by bit. It's not for a long time. It's not forever. Wallahu alam, you may die tomorrow. And so your nafs will take this medicine. Okay, Wallahu alam, you might live for 60 years. But each day you're going to say, today's my last day. Today's my last day. And you keep on doing that until 40 days go by and your nafs becomes habit in doing these things.
For if you estimate that you may remain alive for 50 years, and that yourself will have to persevere in obedience to Allah Most High, it will try to run away and make things difficult for you.
Yes, if you say to yourself, 50 years of doing this tartib, of doing this program, your nafs will run away. This is what Imam Ghazali. See, he's talking from experience. He's talking from his own experience, because this is somebody who's gone through these stages. I mean, he's dealt with this himself, and he's dealt with people around him. So he's talking from, lifelong experience, and he's giving it to us, alhamdulillah.
If you do as advised above, you will have bliss at the time of death, and endless bliss. And if you procrastinate and take it easy, death will come to you at a time you do not expect it, and you will be grieved with a grief which knows no end. When morning comes, the travelers praise the night travel, and at that the convincing truth will come to you, and you shall certainly know the truth of it after a short while. Having guided you in how to organize your regular duties of worship, we will now mention the method of prayer and fasting, the etiquette of each, the etiquette of leading prayer, of following in prayer, and of the Friday prayer.
So these are our next few lessons, inshallah, on these things: prayer, praying by yourself, praying in jama'ah, and fasting, and the Jum'ah prayer. So those are the next 3 lessons or so, inshallah. Bismillah.
The method and etiquette of ritual prayer. When you have finished purifying yourself and purifying your body, clothes, and surrounding of any impurities, and after you have covered your nakedness from your navel to your knees, face the Qibla, standing with your feet apart, not touching each other.
So we have to make sure before we pray our clothes and the place where we're going to pray on, and our bodies are free, clean from any filth. Okay, our clothes, our actual bodies, and the place where we're going to pray on are free of any najasa, blood, alcohol, or any filth from any dogs or pigs or anything of this nature. And we face only the Qibla. The Qibla is obviously the Kaaba. The Kaaba. Okay? And our awrah, the bare minimum of the awrah in the Madhab al-Shafi'i is from your navel, your belly button, to your knees. This has to be covered for a man. Obviously in Salah, it's better to cover more. But if you were to pray, covering from your belly button, for the man, from your belly button to knee, your Salah is correct. Okay, however you might get chased out of the mosque. They might throw you out of the mosque. But cover more than that. For the women, the whole bodies, except for the face and hands in Salah, the whole bodies, except for the face and hands in Salah. The rest of the body has to be covered. Even the feet. Madhab al-Shafi'i, you can't pray without socks. A woman can't pray with no socks on. If she shows her feet, it breaks her Salah. Okay?
Stand up straight and recite Surah An-Nas, seeking protection with it from Satan the curse.
This is before you begin. Before you begin, stand up and recite An-Nas.
Make your heart present and empty yourself of other thoughts.
Now remember, there's a special shaitan after the 20 that we mentioned. That this one, he starts working when you say Allahu Akbar, then he starts working. Okay? Now Imam al-Ghazali